Mike Anhauser and the Charleston Battery travel to Louisville, Kentucky for a battle of 2 and 4 in the Eastern Conference standings, albeit it is going to be a sloppy battle as rain has been coming down incessantly here at Slugger Field for the past couple of hours. Some lightning in the area that pushed back the kickoff time, but it should not hinder us from getting in these 90 minutes ahead of us. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Curran. Tonight's pregame is brought to you by Four Roses Bourbon. And Devin, the game for Louisville on Tuesday, well, it was sloppy in the middle of the park. This one is going to be quite literally sloppy with the weather, and the crew here at Slugger Field did an unbelievable job just getting the field ready to go.
They've been out working for well over an hour, dealing with the drainage ditches and really squeegeing out everything to make sure that the pitch is appropriate for the players as they continue this push in the Eastern Conference playoff race.
And as you can take a look at the standings here, Louisville currently sitting in second. They have a game in hand. Charleston currently sitting in fourth on 44 points. And how about the Bethlehem Steel? They have an opportunity on Sunday if Charleston is to drop this one, a point or no points, to leap into fourth place and right behind the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. But a great matchup here tonight.
Some midseason woes of sorts over the past few games for those two squads, but we'll talk about that in a second. Brendan Burke and his boys have been on fire as of late. Martin Rennie, Indy 11, making a nice run as well. That 7, 8, 9 spot is really interesting. All of those squads vying for that vital 8th spot. New York Red Bull doing some work right now, but how about what they did versus the Battery the past couple games?
Well, both of these teams, when you look at their recent form over the past 10 games or so, it would say that they're in good form, but either coach would tell you that that's not the case right now. Louisville with probably their worst loss of the season on Tuesday. Charleston, after that 11-game unbeaten streak, have dropped their last 2 without a win.
Could have bet your mortgage on Tuesday that Louisville's going to get a victory against Toronto FC2. That wasn't the case, dropping 4-1. It was sloppy start to finish for the Sluggers, but Charleston Battery, they looked terrible versus FC Cincinnati 2 matches ago. They were riding a nice winning streak, unbeaten in all those 11 matches. They go down, get drubbed, then have to deal with New York Red Bull 2, end up dropping in the second half. Tom Barlow, hat trick, 4-4.
Well, these two teams met a little more than a month ago, and it was Charleston who came away with a 2-1 win. Louisville looking to get back on track. The same goes for the Battery. It's Louisville City and Charleston when we come back.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event.
Only happens once a year.
We've got the last of the 2018s. We have amazing deals.
Great lease deals.
Deals so good. I wish I came up with it, but get in here. Toyota's National Clearance Event is the best part of summer.
Get any new gas-powered 2018 RAV4 with just announced huge cashback savings of $2,500. Or lease this RAV4 LE now for just $199 a month.
I think we need more signs.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Dr. Mark Lennon Associates, I focus on taking care of my family, but I also focus on taking care of your family. We firmly believe that you've got to give back. Our primary goal is to do what's right for the patient. If that means glasses, contacts, or treating an eye condition, we will be sure you get the care that you need. We want to take care of you the same way we take care of all our family. This is our family. And here at Dr. Mark Lennon Associates, we're focused on your family, the community, and most importantly, your vision.
There's a reason everyone around here complains about allergies. They're bad. But family allergy and asthma can build up your immunity to what makes you miserable, ending your suffering for good. No more symptoms means no more complaining. Family allergy and asthma.
My father passed his truck down to me. That's the same thing I want to do with you.
It's an emotional thing to watch your child grow up, and especially get behind the wheel.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years.
He's going to get mine, but I'm going to get a new one.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get 10 or 14% below MSRP on 2018 Silverado pickups when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Kentucky Drive Chevy. Find new roads.
What does it mean to believe in something? To truly support and get behind it? To be committed and invested in making sure it succeeds and grows? At First Financial Bank, we go beyond banking, providing resources for dreams that matter and giving back to projects that make a difference. As our family grows, our commitment to serve the community grows with it. First Financial Bank, because together, we're better.
Complaining about your allergies won't make them go away, but calling Family Allergy and Asthma can. We offer the most effective treatments available to help you find relief. No more symptoms means no more complaining. Family Allergy and Asthma.
Almost set for kickoff, a delayed kickoff between Louisville City FC and the Charleston Battery as GE Appliances welcomes you into tonight's broadcast. Tyler Terrens along with former German pro Devin Kerr, and we'll take a look at the starting lineups, which are presented by UPSjobs.com. Devin, what are we looking at for John Hackworth's Louisville City?
Let's discuss the elephant in the room. Since his acquirement of John Hackworth at the head coaching position and the departure of James O'Connor, they've shifted into this 4-3-3 formation. Del Piccolo and Speedy Williams will sit just in behind Elijah Illich as he continues to go forward and connect the boys up top. George Davis and Al McCabe have been in good form, but no one's been in better form than Cameron Lancaster, having an all-world season, currently tied at the top of the Golden Boot race with Ine Voltsen from Orange County. He's got 16 goals, and he's done it in every way, shape, and form.
Well, he's got a number of multiple goal games this season. Cameron Lancaster, the native of England, who is obviously going to be going up against his counterpart in Atu Laguerre in the Charleston Battery. And we'll take a look at how Mike Anhauser's side is going to line up. And Charleston, on the flip side, are running a three-back system of their own.
Going to have to keep an eye on the middle of the park. Number 12, Vincenzo Candela, who's stepping in. Ta'anunga gets a suspension off the red card from last game versus New York Red Bull 2. So as they come out, they're really going to want to try and control the middle of the field because Louisville has been dynamic on the outside, and they like to start in the middle. Atu Laguerre, the counterpart to Cameron Lancaster, he's on the different side of things. Cameron Lancaster leading the category, 4 multi-goal games this season. Atu Laguerre, the only one in the top 5 of that category that only has 1 multi-goal game. Everybody else has 2 or more. So Guerra's ability to score on a regular basis, albeit only once, but netting in 13 games over the season, he's scored in over half their games.
The Trinidad and Tobago native is going to be certainly kept a weathered eye on by the Louisville City back line. And when we were talking to John Hackworth a couple of days ago, Devin, we asked him if there was anybody else that they needed to keep their eye on, and he said it's more of a collective effort outside of Guerra, but they need to be extremely wary of where he is at all times.
They're actually very similar squads. They, from a composition standpoint, do a good job maintaining their presence in the middle of the field while also attacking the channels down the line. Their outside backs like to get involved in the run of play. And that's interesting from the Battery, considering they do sit in that 3-back system. But at certain points of time, it's just Taylor Mueller sitting back there because you've got overlapping runs from the likes of Neviel Hackshaw and Skylar Thomas. The right back position recently has been a rotating door as it's been weak. Leland Archer and Skylar Thomas trading blows there. Thomas getting the nod tonight.
It's a good start from Louisville. Williams shot blocked in front by Taylor Mueller. As we're officially underway from Slugger Field, Tyler Terrens along with Devin Kerr, as Kevin Broadley is our head referee for tonight. And this portion of tonight's game is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And Louisville trying to go any place other than where they were on Tuesday night, just as far as the result is concerned, and their play. A 4-1 loss to TFC2, and as Devin mentioned, probably could have put a lot of money on the fact that Louisville were going to come away with some sort of point. We knew it was going to be a difficult game given the fact that they had played 3 games in a week's time, but they just did not look themselves by any stretch of the imagination. And when we were talking to John Hackworth before the TFC2 game, we heard that he had a little bit of a cold, quite literally. He was more than congested on the phone. He said he got it from a couple of the players. There were tired legs, there were tired minds, there were sick bodies. But at the same time, that just comes hand in hand with a 34-game schedule. And it's just a learning experience for John Hackworth and for the group. And he said, which I thought was the most interesting thing, that you're not going to develop any sort of trust or any sort of faith without some sort of adversity. Hopefully this is the only form of adversity that they have to face.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and when you don't get into those situations, you're right, you don't really have that ability to build that rapport with your boys, and that's a good stretch for them. Although it was a terrible performance, 4 games in 9 days, he said, we have no excuses for the way that we came out. I take full responsibility for what we did, messing with the formation, moving a bunch of guys around. But that being said, we got to get back to work. We have a business to tend to, and no more than the Battery down the stretch. They've got to deal with FC Cincinnati. They've got a really rough run of things over the next 3-4 games.
Home against FC Cincinnati, and then it's on the road against Bob Lilly's Pittsburgh River Rhinos. As Oscar Jimenez pressured by Rittmeyer. Good touch from Paolo Del Piccolo, and the middle of the field has gotten back to a sense of normalcy with Del Piccolo and Speedy Williams running the show. As Kyle Smith is pressuring over on the outside. Charleston signed, as we mentioned, during pregame. A couple of tough results. 3-0 drubbing at Nippert. And then a 4-4 draw against New York Red Bulls 2. As Tom Barlow was the talk of the USL town, coming off the bench and scoring a hat-trick to lead his side to a point on the road. And Barlow highlighting the Week 24 USL Team of the Week. Jimenez lays it off. Niall McCabe, the Irishman, good delivery towards the back post, but knotted away by Skylar Thomas. Here's Williams. George Davis IV. His service, also cleared away by Thomas. And tonight's keys to the game are powered by Kentucky Lottery, who reminds you that lottery proceeds fund college scholarship and grant programs, including every dollar of the popular Keys Scholarship Program. Devin, what do Lou City and Charleston have to do in order to be successful tonight?
Similar for Louisville and what we talked about in the Open, this has to be a one-and-done type deal. Your game versus Toronto FC2 is in the past. Look in front of you, figure out exactly what you're going to do. Get back to basics, control the middle of the pitch, maintain tempo, make the other team chase. That's why you've been so successful up until this point. That's been your bread and butter each and every season. So get back to the basics to get it done. For Charleston Battery, feed the beast. Atula Guerra up top. We mentioned how often he's been able to find the back of the net. Nothing should change for them tonight. Try and get him down into the channels, put the ball out in front of him, let him go get it.
We'll have our second corner of the evening. We'll be in favor of Louisville. And despite the weather hovering around the Louisville area, we turn out here at Slugger Field. Jimenez, Del Piccolo got up for it just over the bar. And it is the Cooper, native of Cuba, will get his first touch of the night. As Joe Kuzminski is getting the night off. And Cooper, who's only making his 8th appearance of the season. Lucky that he didn't have to get a hand on this one as Del Piccolo is left free. It looked like he was a little bit more open in the run of play, but good defending from Skylar Thomas. And Devin, you and I were talking about it. The defending from Charleston down the stretch against New York Rebels 2 just simply was not good enough. I mean, even to somebody who's just a casual fan, it just looked way too easy at times for Tom Barlow.
Not good enough's polite. It was atrocious, and you never see that from Mike Anhauser's squads. They're so composed over the stretch of a game, and especially 45 minutes. I mean, up 3-0 at halftime, lock it up, take it to the bank. You think that's golden. And Barlow had other ideas. They got it to 3-3, and that was frustrating enough that they gave up the 3-goal lead, but then giving up a goal in the final 5 minutes, that they had really balanced themselves back and found a way to get that go-ahead goal, only to turn it around again just in the final few minutes.
Kevin Broadley not electing to blow his whistle, and that has obviously angered some of the fans. And Kyle Smith holding his nose over on the sideline. Atula Guerra in the middle of the conversation with Kevin Broadley. And a number of the Purples still making their claim that there should be a foul and possibly even a card, and it will end up being mustered for Atula Guerra here in the 7th minute.
We're talking about the defensive woes of the Charleston Battery. Atula Guerra usually tends to start that line. Just following through when the ball's already out of play. Everybody had stopped. There's no reason for him to get involved here whatsoever, and that is a nasty challenge.
That sort of looks like it warrants a little bit more than a yellow.
He's very lucky to not be sent off in this situation. A lot of referees will give you a grace period. You and I have spoken about it a few times in the past, that opening 5-10 minutes where even if it's a rough challenge, they'll kind of pull the reins back a little bit. But this is very late and very dangerous on Kyle Smith.
Well, there's a grace period for a normal challenge, but that's after the ball's already gone, and that's a full extension after the fact. We'll resume play. Atula Guerra has shown the first card of the evening. Oscar Jimenez. Well, before the TFC2 game, it was a terrific start to the John Hackworth era. 9 goals for, 0 against. 2-0-1. With drubbings of Charleston, Charlotte and Richmond, as well as a 0-0 draw against Nashville in front of almost 10,000 here at Slugger. Obviously that loss against TFC2 still lingers. It's a very bad taste in the mouths of everybody surrounding Louisville. Fans, players, staff. Marco Craig. Sean Tosh. Lancaster gets there first. Nodded back in the direction of Nico Brettmeyer. Lancaster. Long for Kyle Smith. And Higashi has to see it run out of play. And Kyle Smith doing a good job of getting back defensively. There's a look at John Hackworth, who was acquired just about a month ago. U17 men's national team. That was his most recent stop. Time with the Philadelphia Union. Was coach at University of South Florida for a little while. As Lancaster lets it fly, it falls for Illich. Plenty of white jerseys in the area to make sure that it doesn't get to Adislam Cooper. And eventually cleared away. And Devin, you have a personal relationship with John Hackworth.
Hack, he's the man. He's great. And I was very fortunate at a young age to be involved in a recruiting process. University of South Florida. Was really looking forward to the opportunity of possibly playing for him. I mentioned it before, unfortunately he had other ideas as he was heading off to his first stint with the U17 national squad back in 2002, the spring. One of my boyhood coaches growing up, Mike Duncan, great guy. And I unfortunately had to lay him to rest a few months ago. Thought he was going to get the head coaching job. That didn't happen. South Florida brought someone else in. I went my way, Hack went his other, and now we find ourselves a couple years later. I'm not going to say how many. I know better than to throw myself under the bus on that one.
Such a small footballing world. And Hack starting to feel better. We mentioned he had a cold right before the TFC2 game. Sounded worlds better than he did on Monday. Sean Tosh gets it along for Smith. Jimenez, good work to find Speedy Williams. Overlapping is Jimenez. With the delivery, not his best. And Devin, we can see most of the players being a little bit careful in their movements just because of how slick the surface is from all of the rain that Slugger Field acquired over the past few hours.
It's one of the things as a player you never want to bring into your thought process, but you're watching your steps on the pitch, you're watching the way the ball's gliding. It's going to take some nasty bounces. The spin's not going to hold up as much because it's so slick. And you've seen that in distribution. The opening 12 minutes here, we've seen both Oscar Jimenez and Kyle Smith have trouble coming in from the wings and really getting decent service into the box. Something to keep an eye on over the course of the match.
Speedy Williams looking to connect the dots. Able to find McCabe. Lancaster got a touch to it. But it was a difficult ball to handle. A little bit behind him. Paco Craig. In with the Conquo. Born in Lagos, Nigeria. Moved to Jamaica. And then eventually Georgia. Came up to the Atlanta Youth Academy. And is an Atlanta United homegrown. Jimenez clears it away. Jay Bolt brings it down. Higashi trying to do the same. You can see Speedy Williams struggling with his footing. Two of the USL's best at putting the ball in the back of the net on display here tonight. As we mentioned before, Atula Garrett and Cameron Lancaster, 30 goals between the two of them. But very different in how they go about it. Atula Garrett, very much an opportunist. Cameron Lancaster, unbelievably skilled in and around the area. And really just punishes teams if they give him half an inch to breathe. Hackshaw, who was responsible for one of the goals Last time these two teams played down in South Carolina. As the ball is slipped through, Okonkwo is going to be able to get there. Okonkwo in on goal. It just slides past Ranjitsingh and it's in. Charleston battery off and running in the 14th minute. And it's Patrick Okonkwo silencing the crowd here at Slugger.
The man at the helm, Tyler Terrence, already alluded to it in the conversation with John Hackworth, who was next after Atula Guerra. And though he said it's a collective effort, Patrick Okonkwo was hot on the heels in the topic of conversation there, and that you had to keep an eye on him as he was a very slippery player. It's exactly what happened in this situation. Gets into a one-on-one, gets in behind the back line. Ranjitsingh has to come off his line. The angle not the best, and he's able to find the back of the net. This is an excellent start for the Battery, exactly the way you want it.
Okonkwo's third goal this season. And the 20-year-old making himself at home here in Louisville. That was really the first sign of any sort of danger we've seen from Mike Hanhauser's side tonight. But they take their first opportunity and absolutely run with it as Kyle Smith is called for the foul. Not a happy John Hackworth.
That's the quick strike capability that this Battery squad possesses. A lot of times you'll see Guerra running into those situations, but this time he was in the distribution seat, more than happy to pass it off to Okonkwo, who made a great cross-pattern run from the outside, coming through the middle of the Louisville defense.
Candela trying to win it back. Both he and Jimenez go to ground. The Coopers trying to make their presence felt. After the Okonkwo goal.
Good touch.
Smith along for George Davis the fourth. A little bit too close to Hackshaw. As Jay Bolt trying to keep it in play. It'll remain with Louisville. This portion of tonight's game is brought to you by Republic Bank. Charleston looking to get back to their winning ways. It was an 11-match unbeaten streak that stretched from June 9th until August 18th. The two horrific results with the 3-0 loss against FC Cincinnati and the 4-4 draw against New York Rebels 2. What a way to re-energize your side than a win at Slugger. Only two teams have done it this season so far. One of them hail from Canada. And they did it just a few days ago on Tuesday night. And the other, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. As we mentioned before, the Tri-Code will no longer be PGH for Pittsburgh, but rather DOD, the Department of Defense.
You're so proud of yourself for that one.
There are a few moments that I can actually be proud of, but that's one of them.
It's applicable. I respect it.
It's not applicable to you, though.
No. Shocking that we're disagreeing. This is a normal Friday night. We're good.
Illich working on Hackshaw. It's good work from the outside back just to get it away. You can see how gingerly the players are moving. It's subtle, but it does make a difference. Paco Craig. First team All-USL in 2017, Paco Craig. And Sean Tosh, as well as Mr. Reynolds, who's over with St. Louis FC, and Anthony Poulos anchored that defense to a USL Cup championship. As Higashi tries to bring it down, hasn't been his best start thus far. Kyle Smith stepping forward. Illich slides it through. Lancaster! We're level at 1. And who else? Cameron Lancaster. 17 on the season. 1-1.
teasing stuff from the visiting squad to start, but the response by the boys in purple has been great ever since Okonkwo was able to net. Excellent ball movement. Really lacking the finishing touch, some of that because of the field conditions, but this is just great inter-squad play. Starting from the outside, making its way through the middle, going route one to your big guy up top, Cameron Lancaster, getting him the ball out in front into a one-on-one situation. I'll put my money on him every single time as he now leads the Golden Boost race in the USL with 17.
This goal is presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education, Kentucky Lottery, and it's the talisman. Cameron Lancaster up to his tricks again. How about the ball from Ilya Ilic, though? His 8th assist of the season, and is getting closer and closer to registering double-digit goals and assists in the 2018 campaign. Only 2 players in the USL have done that prior. Devin Kerr, can you name them?
You put me on the spot, huh?
Well, I know you know the answer.
Yeah, you know I know the answer because I told you earlier. Well, we've seen the amazing season that is Manu Ledesma from FC Cincinnati. He's the second one to do it. The first one, shockingly, not necessarily the player, but that's the first time that it happened, was last year. Happened between one player, 2 teams. S2, Seattle Sounders 2, Orange County Soccer Club, and 1, Irvin Parra.
Well, Ilya Ilic would certainly join some good company. Just 2 assists away from completing that feat. Scored his 10th goal of the season, the equalizer against TFC2. Now, Devin, this is eerily similar to how the TFC2 game started, with the visitors getting on the board first and then an equalizer. But now it's a matter of how Louisville are going to respond after they score, as Garrett drives towards the byline, and it's in for Charleston. It's Rittmeyer. Back and forth we go at Slugger, and now it's Charleston who takes the lead. 2-1. It's Guerra's 2nd assist of the night. And the Coopers are shocked yet again.
Hackworth is going to be berserk after this one. Just after coming off the goal, an immediate response from the visiting squad. Atula Guerra, once again, not known for his distribution, but he's going to get his 3rd and 4th assist in just the opening 15 minutes of this game. One-on-one to the byline, great ball across. Rittmeyer cutting in from that outside flanking position. You can hear a pin drop right now.
Three goals, 21 minutes. Let's do it, folks. Both teams desperate to get back to their normal winning ways. And they're putting on an offensive clinic at the moment. The defense, probably not the best from either side, but it makes for entertaining football nonetheless. Guerra asking for a back. Paco Craig stationed nicely. But it will be another deep throw in for Charleston. There hasn't been a ton of possession in the middle of the field for either team. It's really just been both of them delivering blows left and right. Skylar Thomas looking for an option. Okonkwo and McCabe can just see it out of play.
The Coopers have gotten back into it, starting to make their voices heard. Good response from the fans. Now what's it going to be from the home squad? Some rain starting to fall again. The precipitation has been frustrating, and that's kind of where you were going there, Tyler. Talk about not a lot of touches in the middle of the field. It's so difficult when you're dealing with these conditions to really get the adequate amount of touches you'd like. Much harder to maintain possession. We've seen it from both squads. Just lacking that clinical execution that we've seen from them in the past.
It's a good thing Hack isn't wearing his custom-made suit that he said he was getting tailored for while we were on the call with him a couple days ago.
Must be nice.
McCabe sliding it through. It's Lancaster again. He knocks it across. Cooper gets a touch to it and cleared away by Mueller. That close to being level again. One of those games where you can't take your eyes off the screen even for a moment, as Lancaster can't keep it in play. And a goal kick coming for Cooper.
Lancaster would always love to have this with more space in front of him, but he's got to decide what he's going to do here. He hits that gray area. Is he going to have a go at Cooper, or is he going to bring it back across? And the service that he brings in is just much too close inside that 6. It's got to be cut more back in front of the path of Illy. You could hear Elijah Illich asking for it. He said, what are you doing? Bring it back towards me. And he's 100% correct.
But let me ask you this question, almost like a player in basketball who's hot and has made his last 3 or 4 shots in a row. Lancaster just got to hit it, right?
Hit it. He'd hit it 100%. He'd love to have it on his right foot because that's what everybody knows him for. But still, you would expect him with taking the basketball reference, having that hot hand, why not have a go?
Well, I'm sure his teammates certainly wouldn't be bothered by it, considering the fact he scored 17 goals this season already. As it's going to be a free kick for Charleston, much to the dismay of the crowd here at Slugger, who's braved the elements to see their Purples do battle with the 4th place team in the Eastern Conference. And this certainly looks like a playoff game so far. Louisville 9 games remaining in the season, including this one. Charleston 8. And we are knocking on the door of the postseason. Candela. Guerra. Not exactly sure what they were trying to accomplish. Louisville comes away with it. But Charleston doing well to get behind the ball and to make sure the home side can't counter. And go all the way back for Cooper.
That's something doesn't show up on a stat sheet on a regular basis, but you can bet they saw it on tape because defensively, beyond impressive from the battery. Michael Anhauser has done a good job formationally of teaching them to turn and get back right away. There was loads of green grass in front of Louisville coming on that counterattack. Battery just closed it down immediately.
Del Piccolo. Handled well by Illich. Now it's McCabe. Jimenez, great deception. Illich gets the return from Lancaster, but the shot blocked by Mueller. Louisville using that ingenious interplay and hope to be so successful into USL Cup in 2017. And he's got them into 2nd place here in 2018. They were certainly missing that on Tuesday night. Jimenez going to be able to try to get there, but given the surface and the moisture on the field here at Slugger, the ball was always going to take a nasty skip. Surprised we haven't seen a full-on knee slide for any of the goal celebrations. Perfect elements for that. I know you didn't score a ton of goals in your career, but am I wrong?
You're wrong. You think I'm a center back? I can't get it done?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
I scored 32 goals as a senior in high school in the center back position.
That's cute.
Well, most of them were from set pieces, to be fair, but.
Were you taking penalties too?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
How many of those came from the spot?
31.
Kyle Smith. The Jamaican Speedy Williams. Trying to pick out Jimenez. He actually got ahead to it, but Skylar Thomas was looming in the area. They made it difficult for Jimenez to be able to get there.
Pretty sure the batter will take that matchup every single day of the week. Just a long ball into the small stature, only 5'8", Oscar Jimenez challenging 6'3" Skylar Thomas.
Now McCabe barking at the 4th official.
John Hackworth getting involved as well. Are you kidding me? Didn't think that came off the arm either.
It doesn't work for Jetsing. Devin, you and I were both chomping at the bit to get this one started in the days leading up to the game, and it certainly hasn't let down. 3 goals in the first 21 minutes.
Not only that, they came in a 7-minute span. They were quick. Impressive interchanging play from both squads. This is what has been successful for Louisville. A lot of gameplay in the middle of the park.
Jimenez, handled cleanly by Cooper.
Difficult to do so, but that's what they need to stick to. You get Del Piccolo, Illich, McCabe has been touching in. Speedy Williams has been sitting a little bit further back, but when you get balls in, it really lures the Battery into positions where they have to make decisions to challenge the ball. Otherwise, Louisville can step up and have a go. But then when the Battery start to compress to the middle of the pitch, that's where Louisville has had the opportunity to challenge the wings. Again, lacking the service that we've seen from them in the past, but that's where they've been at their best so far. And the Battery has 100% been everything that we expected of them. Counter-attacking, going 100 miles an hour in the other direction after some solid defending play.
Devin, we talked about the different formation that John Hackworth has brought in compared to James O'Connor, switching from a 3-back system to a 4. Just quickly, what's the biggest difference you've seen tactically between the two coaches?
You can really see the interchanging play, with all due respect, lacking of sorts between the likes of Oscar Jimenez and Kyle Smith. We were so used to seeing them in those flanking positions. Jimenez leading the league the past 2 years, creating chances, and that has been few and far between over the past few matches that we've seen them come into this different formation.
Rittmeyer. Into being won by Del Piccolo. Kevin Broadley played the advantage as Okonkwo was taken down. Meanwhile, the Purples on the move. Good little 1-2 between McCabe and Illich. And broken up at the last by Skylar Thomas. This portion of tonight's broadcast brought to you by Sullivan University. As the Tula Garrett slips in. It's to the amusement of the fans here at Slugger. Well, who would have thought that if there was going to be 2 Charleston goals in the first 20 minutes, that a Tula Garrett wasn't going to score either of them, but would assist on both of them. Would have been a decent bet.
What's a better bet, that one or
TFC2
TFC
winning away?
Louisville, yeah. Little parlay.
Oof. Wouldn't have to do this with you anymore. Buy myself a new Devin Kerr.
I'd be hanging out at Four Roses Bourbon Distillery.
Be hanging out there or living there?
Living there. Just caught in the back. I don't even need a cot, just some grass. It's fine by me. You can see right now, though, this is a lot of situations going back to the tactical side of things where it falls on the responsibility of Jimenez and Kyle Smith. See Smith lurking on the right side of the pitch, getting higher. And defensively, they'll remain a tad deeper, but they still have the opportunity to get forward.
Kyle Smith's header. He's cleared away. Guerra runs into a wall of purple jerseys. Del Piccolo comes away with it. And the crowd appreciating the defensive effort. Del Piccolo trying to find the seam. We've seen that a number of times from Louisville this season, and even going back to 2017. Because everybody's expecting that ball to come all the way out wide, not between the outside back and the center back. And Del Piccolo even will sometimes give you the eyes and look out towards the wing and just pick out that spot. I think it's fair to say that he's one of the best passers in the USL, despite the fact he might not lead the USL in assists every year. He's one of the best at connecting the dots.
To be fair, if you ask around the league, he's probably underrated.
Oh, 100%.
A bunch of other names are going to come into the topic of conversation before he's included in that, but some of the guys like Aiden Quinn and Portillo at Real Monarchs, they'll jump out at you right away. And you can't sleep on Del Piccolo. Again, he doesn't necessarily blow you away with the metrics in the stat sheet, but his ability to find those little seams and get in maybe that kind of like that hockey assist, that second and third ball before that leads up to a goal, cannot be understated. He's one of the best.
Smith knocks it across, and it's handled easily by Hackshaw. A little bit of frustration from Cameron Lancaster. Here's Davis the fourth, trying to get it back for Smith, and Hackshaw just thumps it away. McCabe, big ball over for Davis the fourth. Difficult to handle. Almost trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch over in right field. Williams. Illich. Skylar Thomas just nods it straight up in his own penalty area. Will remain with Louisville. They've certainly dominated the play over the past 10 minutes or so, but it's still Charleston who has a 2-1 lead, thanks to Nico Rittmeyer's go-ahead goal. Jimenez. Jay Bold winning the ball, sent in by Jimenez. Candela. Kelly Rosales. One back by Louisville in a dangerous spot. Lancaster. How about that challenge from Candela? Crowd wanted a foul. Kevin Broadley says play on. Guerra. Positive first touch forward. Splits two Louisville defenders. Takes a look up, has a rip, and Ranjitsingh was worried about it just for about a nanosecond. The first real attempt on goal we've seen from Guerra tonight, but he's done his work by way of playmaking rather than goal scoring. About 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Lancaster, Okonkwo, and Rittmeyer, the goal scorers. All coming within a 7-minute span. 14th, 18th, and 21st minute. Lancaster trying to wiggle his way out of trouble and ends up committing the foul on Angelo Kelly Rosales. Lancaster asking why the first foul wasn't called, and Kevin Broadley just simply replying, I didn't see that one. Lancaster again. Purple's asking for a card. It was Vincenzo Candela who went to ground in violent fashion, and it is going to be mustered for the central midfielder in the 38th minute. So now it's Guerra and Candela on yellow cards for the battery.
Frustration was boiling over for Lancaster as he got up after this challenge. We alluded to it, talked about it moments ago where he got taken down late on this one. Candela does get a touch of the ball, but Lancaster gets clipped right on the end of it. To be fair, that's a little soft by Cameron Lancaster. You got to give him credit. He definitely dives at the end of this.
But it should have been called a foul. He does get a slight touch to it, but Lancaster's touch set him up to be able to get fouled.
Oh, it's smart.
It is smart.
It's super smart by the forward.
Jimenez, not his best delivery, headed straight down though. Could have been problems for Charleston. Everybody in a purple jersey was crashing towards Odisno Cooper. You know what the best part about that was from Cameron Lancaster is that he's obviously playing the game within the game. He knows he was going to get fouled. Instead of rolling around on the ground and making a scene and making a meal out of it, he pops right back up. He has a few words with the referee, and off we go.
Takes it, gets up, go. You don't see that from a lot of forward in this day and age. A lot of guys like to be more dramatic in those situations. And it's the class that Cameron Lancaster brings to this great game. Take a look at what's gone on in the opening 40 minutes. Anhauser in his comments midweek said that in order for them to be successful in this game, they needed to limit the wing play by Louisville. But more importantly, they needed to win the battle in the middle of the field. You look at Angelo Kelly, Candela, they haven't really touched the ball. They're not involved at all. And Illy, Del Piccolo, Williams have pretty much been able to go back and forth. Now, they're up 2-1, and Louisville hasn't been able to really push a lot of opportunities into the final third. But if you spoke to Anhauser at halftime, they were up 2-1, and he wasn't able to get what he asked for, I'm sure he'd be more than happy.
And the tack show is being tended to, just got a knock on the nose. And is leaking just a little bit. Piccolo, Jimenez, Niall McCabe. I'm having a brief word with the assistant referee, Niall McCabe. We've seen over the past couple of games, even going back to TFC too, he's just always in the ear of whatever officials around him. Fourth assistant, head. Jay Bolt gives it away, straight to the feet of George Davis the fourth. Illich will keep it.
Look at how deep the Battery are. They have 11 guys behind the ball right now.
Well behind midfield. Jimenez slips it along for McCabe. First time delivery. Lancaster, he's done it again! And we're level again! Who's gonna stop this man? 18 on the season, and it's 2-2.
Even with all 11 behind the ball, they cannot stop Cameron Lancaster. Good interchanging play. Jimenez holds up and waits for Niall McCabe to get outside. Again, suspect defending from the Charleston Battery. Everybody just standing around in zonal marking. But what can you do when you have number 9 running around up top? Lancaster proving once again that the Cameron man can. Beyond impressive from the Englishman.
This goal is presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. 4 goals split right down the middle in the 42nd minute here from Slugger Field. Niall McCabe with his 3rd assist on the year. Cameron Lancaster saying to Thomasina Voltson, Atula Guerra, Daniel Rios, and the rest of the contenders for the USL Golden Boot race, catch me if you can. Purples maybe looking for one more before the half. Speedy Williams. McCabe, great touch forward. Illich was trying to lay it off, but maybe a little bit too much. Lancaster wins it back from Thomas. Leading goal scorer in the USL, also putting in the dirty work on the defensive side, Jimenez. Kevin Brodley says get up. Jimenez, Del Piccolo, Ilya Illich. Another menacing move from the Purples. Actually got through for George Davis IV. He didn't expect it to. Actually might have taken a slight deflection off of Higashi as well. And Charleston just looked all out of sorts. They have not touched the ball in a clean possession-like fashion in about 10 or 15 minutes, Devin.
Outside the opening 15 minutes where everybody was trying to find their footing, the tempo of this game really has not been slowed by the elements, which is nice to see. NQ Louisville has really started to ping the ball around the park with a boatload of confidence.
Jimenez gets around McCabe. Oscar Jimenez. George Davis IV. How good would that have been?
A bunch has been made about the triumvirate of coaching that went 4-1-1, but how about this triangle? McCabe, Jimenez, Davis. That had highlight reel written all over it. Again, overlapping runs, interchanging play by Louisville has been very impressive in the opening 45 minutes.
We'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time, which is brought to you by Sullivan University. Good work again from George Davis IV, working on Jay Bolt. Draws the double team, skips out of it. What skill from George Davis IV? Has he done it? My goodness. You could have easily marked that down as goal of the year. Just a deflection away and a corner kick coming up for the Purples, and the crowd here at Slugger loving every minute of what's going on. Jimenez. Caught by Cooper, and Charleston can try to take a breath.
How about George Davis IV? Did him dirty not once, but twice. Jay Bolt countered back, and then right around here, forgot something in between the legs. Around Angelo Kelly, right to the top of the box, took a deflection. That almost assuredly was gonna find the inside of that far post.
30-year-old veteran turning back the clocks just a couple years. Illich couldn't get there. Candela. First time we've seen Charleston with possession in Louisville's defensive third in quite some time. And it will be a foul. It's either against Kyle Smith or Speedy Williams, but either way, it'll be a set piece for Charleston, who every time that Louisville have responded, have answered with a goal of their own. Well, they hold suit here in the 3rd minute of stoppage time.
Tulaguer exchanging a few words as Davis walked away as well, and he stands over this. You better believe the marksman's gonna have a crack.
Tulaguer decides to dink it in, fancying himself more as an assist man rather than a perennial goal scorer tonight. I think Thomas Enevoldsen is watching this game tonight. Just getting revved up for the next one.
All of these guys coming down the stretch have really had answers for each other. Foster Langsdorff, Daniel Rios at North Carolina FC as they continue their playoff push.
That's going to do it for the first half. A standing ovation, not only for Louisville, but for Cameron Lancaster. 18th and 41st minute, both equalizers. He now has a clear-cut lead in the 2018 USL Golden Boot race. 4 goals split right down the middle between Charleston and Louisville City. Devin Kerr, your thoughts on this wild, wild first 45 minutes?
Louisville City FC would love to have the opening 15 minutes back, because outside of that, they dominated this match. They did a good job controlling the tempo, winning the battle in the middle of the park, getting into their bread and butter areas, which are the channels, and those great balls played into the middle of the box. Charleston Battery, 2 early goals, have not had an answer at the close of this first half. Anhauser and Bunch are going to have to regroup at halftime.
Well, when we came into this match, it looked a little bleak because of the weather, but between the 2nd and 4th teams in the Eastern Conference table, it has not let down. 2-2 at the half. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome to Toyota's National Clearance Event. Only happens once a year. We've got the last of the 2018s. We have amazing deals.
Great lease deals.
Deals so good, I wish I came up with it, but get in here. Toyota's National Clearance Event is the best part of summer.
Get any new gas-powered 2018 RAV4 with just announced huge cashback savings of $2,500. Or lease this RAV4 LE now for just $199 a month.
I think we need more signs.
Toyota, let's go places.
Time to finally do something about your allergies. Rush allergy shots at Family Allergy and Asthma can begin to work in as little as 1 day, so you can find permanent relief faster than ever. Don't wait to feel better. Family Allergy and Asthma.
What does it mean to believe in something? To truly support and get behind it? To be committed and invested in making sure it succeeds and grows? At First Financial Bank, we go beyond banking, providing resources for dreams that matter and giving back to projects that make a difference. As our family grows, our commitment to serve the community grows with it. First Financial Bank, because together, we're better.
My father passed his truck down to me. That's the same thing I want to do with you.
It's an emotional thing to watch a child grow up, and especially get behind the wheel.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years.
He's going to get mine, but I'm going to get a new one.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get 10 or 14% below MSRP on 2018 Silverado pickups when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Kentucky Drive Chevy. Find new roads.
There's a reason everyone around here complains about allergies. They're bad. But Family Allergy and Asthma can build up your immunity to what makes you miserable, ending your suffering for good. No more symptoms means no more complaining. Family Allergy and Asthma.
Welcome into tonight's halftime report, presented by your Kentucky Drives Chevy dealers. Find new roads. Well, Cameron Lancaster is not finding any new road. He's only known one road this season, and that's scoring as many goals as humanly possible. He now has 18. Cameron Lancaster leading the 2018 USL Golden Boot race. Thomasina Voltson with 16 on the season. And Atula Guerra slowly but surely falling way behind.
Well, let's pad the stat column for Cameron Lancaster, and he's going to need to, because Ini Voltson is playing S2 on Sunday. You can probably pencil at least one in there, with all due respect to Seattle Sounders too.
Well, we've been making all these assumptions, whether it's TFC2 coming to Slugger Field, Charleston scoring goals, but having it not be Atula Guerra. And coming into this game, Atula Guerra had 14. The next highest member on the Charleston Battery had 6. I mean, it is totally revolved around him.
Been a one-man show 100%. And so keep an eye on Daniel Rios. That's going to be a fun one, because they're taking on Tampa Bay Rowdies, and the Rowdies have been struggling, and that's being kind, but still relevant in the playoff race. North Carolina FC just absolutely demolished Charlotte Independent 6-2 last week. Daniel Rios grabbing 2 in the final closing minutes, 15 or so of that game, so he's in form.
Well, the Coopers have been enjoying all the goals. Hopefully they'll be enjoying a lead when we come back and start the second half. But for the moment, we'll take a look at some highlights around the United Soccer League.
Will send the cross in, and what a goal by USL's leading goal scorer, Thomas Enevelson.
Lancaster, and it's 1-0 to Louisville City.
Rio. Have not drawn a match as Langsdorff has found the back of the net and leveled the tally in the 79th minute, his 14th goal of the season.
Vega! Devin Vega shooting. Goal! Mendiola!
Big launch with the right!
Oh, Steinberger, second opportunity! Welcome to North Carolina FC! Zach Steinberger has tied it at 1! He has Dabo! Big try! Bingo! Mohamed Dabo!
Cross goal! And the goal by Bustamante, and Fresno may indeed sneak out of here with a point.
Hoffman outside the 18, shot, goal, goal, goal! Looking forward to Hoffman, goal! The brace!
Justin Davis, that's a great goal!
King steps up, creating the turnover, with the finish!
Nanko, save made by Pickens, follow save, and a devastating goal by the Bethlehem Steel.
New York have tied it up. It's 4-4.
Oh, Reedy saves it!
An impressive save!
Saved off the line, Lubin!
But it's swatted away by Cohen.
Derek producing a fantastic diving save, and it's Tyler Derrick again, who's had an incredible performance.
Saved by Restrepo! Not once, but twice!
Shot pushed away by Lopez.
Oh, and what a save by Marcin Kowski.
He gives it a strike off Cardoni.
Arduro with the big shot and a great save by Newton.
And a save by Matt Pickens.
Great save as Eric Dick got a hand on it.
Fantastic save there from Laurel.
4 goals split right down the middle between Lou City FC and Charleston Battery, who are number 2 and number 4 in the Eastern Conference table, respectively. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr. And you just saw some great goals, great saves, and some terrific plays from around the United Soccer League in week number 24. And we will take a look at the Commonwealth Credit Union scores from around the league. And Nashville coming away with a convincing win over the Richmond Kickers, which a lot of people have been doing as of late. Indy and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. How many times have we seen the Riverhounds give up more than a goal this season, let alone any? New York Red Bulls 2 with a 1-0 lead over Ottawa Fury FC. Jared Stroud with the lone tally in that matchup. And it's Kunga, the young sensation from Atlanta United 2, with a 1-0 lead over Toronto FC 2. And a quick look at some news and notes from around the USL. Devin, record attendance continues to be broken. John Harkes not only named as the head coach, but the sporting director for Greenville as well. And Division III status basically locked up at least 10 clubs for 2019 as this league just grows and grows and grows.
Absolutely massive stuff for Greenville. I saw that news come across the wire. Beyond impressed that they went out and got him, much like the acquisition for Louisville City, grabbing John Hackworth. And Harkes is going to be great for them. He does a good job with youth. He does a good job with the senior levels. And there's a little rumor that his son's floating around, Ian, and that he may have something to do with that club.
Well, Ian Harkes was a former Mac Herman Trophy winner with Wake Forest University. As we are moving through the Chevy halftime report, there were 4 goals in the first half. I have a feeling there will be some more in the second. You're not going to want to miss it. Second half kickoff just moments away. Don't go anywhere.
Here come the last of our 2018s.
Toyota's national clearance event is the best part of summer.
And with super low APR financing and great lease deals, it won't last long.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You are not alone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah! Yes!
But my job.
Save on the Go Anywhere 2018 4Runner with $1,000 cash back. Get $1,750 back on the aggressively sophisticated Highlander, or lease one for just $249 a month.
Save on the last of the 2018s. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
You know, I was excited to partner up with Baptist to do a training facility in Louisville.
We hired the right people to get the job done.
You can come here and hop into a group training, or if you want one-on-one training, we can focus on that.
It's kids that want to develop and get some confidence to adults who are looking to join a class.
It caters to whatever you want to accomplish. Live, enjoy life, and you know, just be healthy.
Complaining about your allergies won't make them go away, but calling Family Allergy and Asthma can. We offer the most effective treatments available to help you find relief. No more symptoms means no more complaining. Family Allergy and Asthma.
If you're a business owner, you're expected to be an expert on everything from finance to human resources. At WDRB Media, we won't expect you to be an expert on advertising too. Nobody knows your business like you. When you put your knowledge about your business together with our knowledge about advertising, that's a winning combination. And if we aren't sure we can help you, we'll tell you. If you want to grow your business, give us a call. I'm Marty Hazel. If you knew what we know, you'd have called us already.
Oh yeah, almost there. Just one more pull and tug. I love your parts. Grade A Allstate is the best.
You can pull it, or we can pull it for you. Come to Grade A Allstate Auto Parts, where you can get the right part at the right price, guaranteed. Don't forget, we buy autos and all your scrap metal recyclables. Register to win a car at one of our 3 state-of-the-art U-Pick and recycling facilities, conveniently located in Louisville, Shepherdsville, and Baghdad.
Isn't it time to finally do something about your allergies? Rush allergy shots at Family Allergy and Asthma can begin to work in as little as 1 day, so you can find permanent relief faster than ever. Don't wait to feel better. Family Allergy and Asthma.
Moments away from the second half here at Slugger Field. Tyler Terrence along with Devin Kerr, Cameron Lancaster at the brace in the 18th and 41st minute. Patrick Okonkwo and Nico Rittmeyer with the goals for the Charleston Battery. Both goals from Lancasters were equalizers. And if you're just joining us, Will, you missed quite the doozy in the first half. And we'll take a look as to how it all went down. This is going to be an all-goals package, so you're not going to want to look away. Okonkwo getting things started, Devin. Great ball from Guerra.
You have to give credit to Guerra, too, because we've seen him so many times in the past push that ball out in front of him and try and go one-on-one. But instead, he uses his vision. He's unselfish, plays a great ball into Okonkwo, who doesn't do anything wrong whatsoever. Nice teasing run in behind. Finishes it behind Ranjitsingh. Things really opened up, though. That was the 14th minute. Cameron Lancaster said, yeah, anything you can do, I can do better. 18th minute. Louisville does a good job compressing play in the middle of the field. Everybody buying in defensively. To Illy, to Lancaster, 1-1.
So it would be Lancaster's 17th of the year. Great little ball from Illich. That's his 8th assist of the season. And Lancaster, well, he'd just be getting started. But the same goes for the Charleston Battery. And Devin, they really didn't have much possession. But as we talked about during the pregame, this is a team that can strike in the blink of an eye. And this is another instance of how they're able to do it. Guerra's just simply going to collect, size up Kyle Smith, and just puts it on a platter for Rittmeyer.
Both teams possess that quick strike ability, but it's the response from the home squad that exactly you did not want to see. They were smart. They came out immediately. Lancaster gets the equalizer, and then they put their head down. If you lax off for 1 second against Anthauser and his boys, you're going to be put behind the 8 ball. That's exactly what happens. Great job by Rittmeyer in the 21st minute, and the great ball in from Guerra. And then kind of cooled off a bit. Didn't exactly know which things were going to go. Louisville said, you know what, no problem. They downshifted. They really started to get into some dangerous opportunities down into the channels. Lancaster, 41st minute. Great ball play. Jimenez, McCabe, Lancaster, excellent finish for his 18th on year.
So here are the stats from the first half, and look at this. I mean, the amount of possession not only that Louisville saw in the first half, but just the efficiency from Charleston. They barely saw the ball. They barely had any chances on target to challenge Ranjitsingh. But here they are level at 2-2 on the road at Slugger.
But again, 15 minutes is what we saw from the Battery, and that's about it. We talked about it going to halftime, that if Louisville could have that opening 15 minutes back, they would 100% be out 2-0. And not just because of the goals, but they controlled everything on this pitch. They controlled the middle of the field, which is what the Battery were looking to do. Hackworth took that away. You saw defensively they started to solidify things, really compressed the Battery on both ends of the field. And on their last goal, there were 11 guys behind the ball. Good job in. Jimenez gets around the outside, and it's just that constant overlapping play that we've seen from Louisville in the past that we hadn't seen in a couple of games. Now, they've had some decent performances, but we really weren't as threatening as we've seen in the past.
How about that? The jean jacket and pinned on the back in Louisville gold and purple drained the Battery. And look at the Coopers getting after it. Some serious headbanging. You used to have hair like that.
Much longer.
I know you showed me those pictures.
Much longer.
You showed me those pictures of you from way, way back in the day over the weekend. I mean, that is some serious ammunition.
Ooh, bringing the heat.
Some serious heat. We're almost ready for the second half. Kevin Broadley will look at the watch, just making sure that we're ready to go. We'll switch sides here at Slugger for the second 45 minutes. Louisville in their all purple, Charleston in their white, black, whites. And we're officially underway for the second half. Second and fourth place teams in the Eastern Conference table, putting on an offensive clinic and a defensive clinic on what not to do. Charleston to win 15-9-8 a year ago, earning the 2 seed, but eventually falling to New York Rebels 2. And just something about when Charleston and New York Rebels 2 get together. It's really whenever New York Rebels 2 plays a side that maybe they're not supposed to beat, is a little bit more experienced than them. They are just more than hungry and eager to get after it. And this portion of tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Plainview Apartments. No substitutions from either team at the halftime. John Hackworth and Mike Anhauser. Well, there's a little bit of difference between the two. John Hackworth, just a handful of games to his USL resume. Mike Anhauser, well, he's known nothing but Charleston Battery. He's been with the team since 1994, the longest continuous running soccer team in the United States. Started in 94 as a player until 98. Then he was assistant coach with the Battery from 99 until 04. Then took over as the head coach in 2005. And the Battery now in their 26th season of operation. And Mike Anhauser has been a part of it basically since the very beginning, as Garrett couldn't quite slot it through. Kyle Smith. And Louisville will restart, and will give us an opportunity to look at our vision works, what to look for as we head into the second half of play. Devin Kerr, what do we got?
Louisville, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stay the course, keep doing what you were doing towards the close of the first half. Much better from the boys in purple. The composition was great. For Charleston Battery, be proactive, don't be reactive. How many times did we see them trying to lay chase to Louisville and their connectivity in the close of the first half, doing such a good job with amazing ball movement in and out of the tight spaces, middle of the field, down in. So if they can set them up the way they've seen in the past, the Battery need to have better composition. Not what we've seen from them defensively. They possess the capability, but it was poor execution.
George Davis the fourth. Just trying Trying to pick out Ilya Illich, but a good sliding challenge from Vincenzo Candela. And Sean Tosh with a savvy play just lets the ball do the work and sees it out. We do have a final between New York Rebels 2 and Ottawa Fury. Jared Strauss' goal early in the first half stands alone. And the Young Bulls come away with a 1-0 win. Certainly bodes well for John Wolenick's side as far as the playoffs are concerned. Hovering right around that cutoff line on New York Rebels 2. And now sitting in 7th place. McCabe going for the curler. Cooper parries it away. Great stuff on either end. McCabe challenging the Cuban keeper, but Cooper in front of the Coopers with a great diving stop. Oscar Jimenez thought about lining it up as a left-footed delivery, but now chooses to have it be an outswinger. It's at the front post, and it looked like it came off of Jay Bolt. It did. Ilya Illich just needed a touch to it, as there was plenty of traffic in front of Cooper. A lot of Coopers going on over on that end.
Got to give credit to Niall McCabe on that second opportunity, because he's smart. He saw when the ball was getting served in. Almost expected Skylar Thomas to clear it right where he did, because it was textbook defending. As a defender, when the ball gets whipped in, you want to clear it away from your goal out towards the touchline. It's exactly what he does. McCabe slowed his run, collected it. Nice effort. Tried to challenge Cooper. Good save.
Nagashi gets it along for Bolt. Trying to take on Sean Tosh, but Tosh closes off the avenue quickly and forces Bolt to take a detour. Smith, early delivery. Lancaster on the first time, sitting on a hat trick. He just does whatever he wants.
If he chips it and that goes in, I'm out of here. That was pretty. You expected him to, right? This is the second chance we saw earlier. Niall McCabe collects his thoughts. Has a go to that far post. Good stuff by Cooper.
Well, Disno Cooper was part of that trifecta who defected to the United States back in 2012. Him, Eviel Cordovez, as well as Michael Chang, who are all part of the Charleston Battery at one point or another. Actually, all were there in 2017 during a youth tournament up in Canada. Escaped from their hotel, and if caught by their coaches of the youth team, would have been restrained for the rest of their time up in Canada, but were able to sneak out and got down to the United States. They've really been enjoying their time as professional footballers here. George Davis the fourth. Actually runs in to one of our cameramen. And another corner kick coming up for Lou City.
Can you imagine? I mean, we take so many things for granted in this day and age, and to have the guts, I mean, that's guts to make that move.
They were in the next room.
I mean, hats off to those boys.
Jimenez, free header. It's blocked in front, still loose. Charleston trying to get rid of it. Illich. Kevin Broadley says play on. And the challenge in from Paco Craig. A goal kick coming up for Cooper, but some wild action. And it looks like it's Patrick Okonkwo who is livid with our head referee, Kevin Broadley.
This turns into an absolute melee in the middle of the box.
Actually hit Lancaster's head, the shot from Tosh.
Pretty solid up spike. Center back Sean Tosh.
It's going to be a foul against Paco Craig. And now a set-piece opportunity for Charleston on the other side. Devin, while the play from Matula Guerra on the ball as far as playmaking is concerned has been good tonight, do you think it's been a little timid from him as far as taking his own chances?
He's rattled. He's been taken out of his game by Louisville City. It's been impressive. You can see when a forward gets frustrated, they go ball hunting, and that's what he's been doing. He's dropping back further into the run of play, and it's affecting their composition going forward. You don't see what we saw in the opening 15 minutes, that explosiveness that we've seen from so many matches with them before. Look right now, you've got Vincenzo Candela standing on the ball. Garrett just turned his head to get involved. Pay attention.
Candela dumps it in. Not a bad delivery. Renjetsing, almost like a dig in volleyball, gets it away. And Sean Tosh clears it out of any further danger. Lancaster holding it up. George Davis the fourth looking to spray it the opposite direction. It was a great idea. But cut out by Jay Bolt. And that frantic pace that we saw in the first 20 minutes or so of the first half coming alive here 10 minutes into the second as Illich can't combine with Lancaster. Del Piccolo in for Lancaster, nipped out from behind by Mueller, and a foul against the big center back. Taylor Mueller, part of a Charleston back line that's seen 12 clean sheets this season. 2 of them coming from Adisno Cooper, the rest from Joe Kuzminski. Luke Spencer and company getting warm behind the Louisville bench. Jimenez, oh, it's a teasing ball in. It got all the way through until Adisno Cooper snatched it for his own. Big collision over on the far side. Looks like it's Candela who's down. Higashi drops in for Candela. Del Piccolo. And Matula Guerra, as you mentioned, Devin, ball hunting, even on the defensive end, just simply wants a touch.
There were spells in the first half where we talked about it just before the second goal, where they had 10, 11 guys behind the ball, and you don't mind that, but when your big number 9, who's wearing the number 10, is dropping back behind your holding midfielders, Angelo Kelly, it's frustrating. Now, I know Candela had gone down on the other side of the ball, but it's a situation where maybe you bring Higashi or Okonkwo back and leave Guerra up top, because you don't have that focal point of your offense anymore once he does that.
Del Piccolo wiggles his way out of trouble. Jimenez sliding it through, but Mueller is there for cover. Again, it's scintillating interplay from the home side. Louisville starting to find the rhythm again. Smith. George Davis the fourth. Can't get around Higashi. Speedy Williams, an important header. George Davis the fourth, back for Smith. And attack Shaw breaks up the party for Louisville. But Charleston, out of sorts, out of whack. Del Piccolo slides it through. McCabe was making a good darting run, but his first touch was a little bit of a heavy one. It's wave after wave of Louisville attack. Del Piccolo lets it fly. And it did take a deflection, so a corner kick coming up for Lou City. Approaching the hour mark here at Slugger. Louisville sent 2, and that forces Charleston to follow suit. Jimenez. It's another good ball in. Cooper punches it away. McCabe dealing with Atulagera. George Davis the 4th, can't quite bring it down. But Devin, Charleston look exactly like they did at the end of the first half. Just simply cannot connect more than 1 or 2 passes. And they're paying the price right now because Louisville has been on the ball basically for the entire 15 minutes at the start of the second half.
You wouldn't believe that the Battery are the ones who had the week off. And Louisville looks fresh. They look very, very dangerous. But again, it's all about that efficiency rate. They're going to have to close something out here. You don't want to let the Battery hang around because they do possess that quick fire option even when they aren't having a decent run of play.
And this portion of tonight's game is brought to you by Lunazil Tequila, official tequila of Lou City. Hack's not happy. Hackshaw just dumps it in. Guerra holds it up, linking up with Higashi. Long for Jay Bolt, eludes the first challenge. And Atulagera just truck sticks over Sean Tosh, and will come out the other way. It has not been his night from a goal scoring standpoint. He has 2 assists though, Atulagera. A yellow card issued Oscar Jimenez for dissent. He was sent off against Charleston the last time these 2 teams met down in South Carolina, and here being shown mustard. And it's a spicy brown variety for his spicy words for Kevin Broadley.
Quite surprised that the referee actually blew the whistle on Guerra because good challenge from big center back Sean Tosh. Just nice 50-50 ball, 2 guys going at it.
Jay Bold encouraging Higashi. A lot of work to do, including trying to get around Sean Tosh. Kyle Smith gets caught between a rock and a hard place, somehow gets away from it. Jimenez lets it fly, gets all the way through, and Cooper had to get down in time. And another corner coming up for Lou City. We've seen him do that a number of times over the past few weeks. That shot against Charlotte was just nanometers away from being a goal of the week contender, and Jimenez continues to let it fly from long range. And then is again from the corner, and it was Craig who got ahead to it. Louisville claiming that there should have been a foul, as Del Piccolo looked like got bulldozed over in the penalty area.
Del Piccolo got knocked down. Paco Craig thinks this took a deflection as well. They either wanted the whistle blown for a corner or pointing to the flag.
Sean Tosh up for the header. Jay Bolt. Speedy Williams getting stuck in. McCabe brought down by Bolt. It's a vicious challenge. And it's going to be mustard for Mr. Bolt.
Jay Bolt doesn't agree with it, but this is 100% a card. Comes in late, studs up. Now McCabe lucky that doesn't get caught more here. That's going to leave a mark, but been very impressed by Tosh in the second half here. He's been in a lot of one-on-one battles with Big Atulagera up top, not shying away from any of those challenges.
Well, by this point in the first half, we would have had 3 goals already. Nothing just yet in the second 45 minutes. Sean Tosh trying to change all that. Lancaster, Illich on the first time. Well, it's those two who have linked up for a dizzying amount of goals in the 2018 campaign. They almost linked up for their best yet.
That's the trust by Louisville, where you know where everybody's supposed to be set up. Stuff that you practice on the training ground. Nice ball floated in. Lancaster positioned so appropriately. You've really got to look at everything he can do. Back to goal, set piece situations, ball out in front of him. We've really seen it all.
Illich gets to ground. Lancaster looking to play the poacher role this time. Illich, good step from Taylor Mueller, who's been assigned the task of trying to handle Cameron Lancaster. McCabe eludes a couple defenders. Hackshaw only as far as Del Piccolo. Williams too close to Cooper.
It looked like Louisville was going to be able to capitalize on Nico Rittmeyer catching a sniper in the middle of the field. Just fell over himself. Couldn't make his way back as they continued their push down that left-hand side.
Looks like you sometimes when you're standing up after you sat down for a while, that knee locks out. I feel for you, I really do.
Made the mistake of trying to knock the ball around a week ago. I'm still paying for it.
How about bowling the other day?
My forearm hurt for a couple days. I get back to being active, man.
Del Piccolo. Williams fouled. And a set piece for Lou City. Now, Devin, if you are Louisville, are you more happy with the set piece, or would you have rather have had the advantage?
In that situation, the advantage. You continue the run of play. They had numbers, a lot of space in front of them. Candela has to be careful as well. He picked up a yellow card in the 38th minute. Now you've stepped in. You're already on the naughty list. One more and you'll be thrown out.
'68th minute. Louisville looking for the go-ahead goal. Lancaster! Well, I don't know why, but I was a little bit surprised that he had to go from that distance. Shame on me.
Why not? The Londoner in perfect form. Tries to challenge Cooper. And by the way, is legally blind without contacts. You saw that one the whole way. A goalkeeper. That's amazing. Notice the difference from the outside backs of Louisville here in the second half, though. Much higher. We said that they were lacking in that opening 15-20 minutes.
Smith towards the back post. McCabe, he's looking to bring it down by his chest. Jimenez. 1-2 was lacking the 2. Candela, Guerra. Both he and Speedy Williams skidding on the infield at Slugger Field. George Davis the 4th. Illich making a run. Davis the 4th goes for it himself. And Odisno Cooper, yet another save. He's had to make quite a few.
Poor giveaway by Nico Rittmeyer, but you can sense Louisville starting to find some space, getting to Odisno Cooper. It's been lackluster for the opening part of the second half, but they've really done a good job trying to exploit the space and just really need to close something out here. Again, you hate to leave the battery hanging around, and the battery, on the other hand, just continuing to sit back. They're chasing the entire time. They have no game plan of their own.
Odisno Cooper now with his 4th save of the evening. Greg Ranjetsing has yet to make one. And yet Charleston still have 2 goals. Devin, right now, do these 2 teams see each other again in the postseason?
The way it's panning out, you would think so. Both of them most assuredly going to end up with home field advantage, at least for one game. And we're just a few short months ago, end of May, beginning of June, when Louisville was making their run in the U.S. Open Cup. They had dropped form in the league play. Quite a few games without a win over a month. Sprinkled in a couple ties there, but they dropped all the way down to 4th at one point in time.
McCabe, nobody making that delayed run at the back post. And another goal kick for Odisno Cooper.
If things finish the way they are right now, though, they would have to meet in the Eastern Conference Final. Battery being a 4 seed, winning their first game, they'd end up playing FC Cincinnati, assuming they won theirs, and Louisville would take on the Riverhounds. How about those matchups?
Well, they'd be great matchups, but at least anybody who Pittsburgh is playing, I don't think there's going to be many goals scored. Penalty kick's almost a guarantee. Garrett, loose in front. Ranjetsing makes his first save of the night. That is a huge one. Louisville lost track of Garrett for the first time tonight, and they almost paid dearly.
He knows it. One little of window of opportunity is all Atula Guerra needs. The target man from Trinidad almost beating Greg Ranjetsing, who makes a massive save, pushes away to the back post. Louisville's able to collect their thoughts and figure out what they're going to do as they bring on Spencer. Illich had quieted down in the second half.
So it's Spencer for Illich in the 73rd minute. The Cincinnati, Ohio native comes on. Then the substitution brought to you by Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Be interesting to see if Louisville drops Lancaster down into the midfield now into like a 10 roll. Let Spencer run around up top.
And it'll be Gordon Wild. Patrick Okonkwo, whose name I don't think, Devin, we've said in the second half. But he did score the opening goal. And he'll be replaced by the 22-year-old. He was born in Leonberg, Germany. And here's a look at what Okonkwo was able to bring to the table for Charleston tonight by way of Atula Guerra. 3rd goal this season for the Nigerian.
That's got to be the message right now, is not much from Okonkwo, only the one effort from Guerra. Higashi dormant, but again, 2-2. This is, if you're Louisville, you have to be better to close these games out, especially when you're coming towards the latter portion of the season. I'll get it.
It actually falls for Guerra. An important touch from Speedy Williams. Wild mishandles it. Lancaster fouled from behind. It's got to be a card. And it most certainly is. Taylor Mueller, the skipper, knew exactly what he was doing. And he pays the price in mustard.
It's smart by the center back, though. You have to do this because Louisville has numbers. Battery had a very high line. The counterattack was on. Lancaster had a lot of supporting characters pushing with him into the final third. And Taylor Mueller steps up, and as he's coming back, he just goes to ground. Good stuff from the captain. Nice professional foul.
Louisville will play short. Speedy Williams goes for goal. Wasn't a bad effort at all. Now, Devin, I posed the question to you. I believe I've asked it to you before. But first, we'll take a look at the Ranjitsingh save, his first save of the night on Atula Guerra.
He's been so quiet, just sneaks in behind the likes of Paco Craig and Shantosh. Better communication between those two, but that's what the big guy from Trinidad can bring.
The question I wanted to ask you, you said that Taylor Mueller commits a professional foul. 100% agree. But now think about this for a second. If somebody playing college soccer commits a similar foul, is it an amateur foul?
Just go home. Getting out of here.
Louisville set up camp in Charleston's defensive third yet again. Frequent flyers. Spencer lets it run through. Only had somebody in behind him. Jay Bolt putting on the brakes. Losing Del Piccolo in the process. Here's Candela. And Louisville, as they've done all night, anytime that one of the central midfielders for Mike Anhauser picks up the ball in the middle of the park, forcing them into negative fashion. Now McCabe slips on the infield yet again. Remember, kickoff was pushed back about 20 minutes or so due to the heavy rain in the Louisville area. Jay Bolt, Guerra. Gordon Wild. Now it's Higashi. Guerra goes for goal. Is there a handball? Jay Bolt saved by Ranjitsingh. The dust settles. It'll be a throw-in for Charleston deep in Louisville territory. But Devin, we have a lot to sort out here because it looked like Paco Craig probably should have been called for a handball.
This is right in the middle of the box. Their left center back shifted over. Really the first time that we've seen the Battery start to combine on a regular basis. Nice 1-2 crisp passing right at the top of the box. Higashi, great 1-2. Right there, Guerra, that is off his hand. That should be pointing to the penalty mark. It's not tucked inside at all. You can see it come off his body. It's much too far. That should be a PK.
But what about the save from Ranjitsingh after completely diving over to his left, falling to the ground, and then having to scramble to recover to keep out Jay Bolt. Atula Guerra getting into it once more with some of the members of Lou City, as well as Kevin Broadley. He's frustrated that the call wasn't made, and rightfully so from our vantage point. And with the luxury of replay, certainly should have been a handball. And it'll come out the other direction, and this one's starting to get chippy, and it's got that postseason feel to it.
Keep an eye on Atula Guerra. We referenced Candela and his yellow card. Guerra got yellow carded in the 7th minute. There's a better look. That's a penalty. 100% that's a penalty.
Broadley had a good view too.
He was appropriately positioned. He should have pointed to the spot there. He missed that one. Louisville very lucky to escape that one. And Atula Guerra just, sometimes you don't know when you take your hand off the stove. He had already been warned about his communication with the back line of Louisville, and then on a set piece opportunity, takes a good one away from his team as he just shoved Oscar Jimenez right in the middle of the box.
Smith, positive first touch forward around Jay Bolt. Kyle Smith. It's great defending from Hackshaw on the end. Only as far as Del Piccolo. Gets it back from Davis, lofts it in. And easy work for Cooper. Kyle Smith getting on his horse. I'm not talking about the ones over at the Kentucky Derby. Higashi gets the return pass and broken up by Jimenez right at the last. Big collision between Candela and it looked like Del Piccolo. Or excuse me, that was Lancaster coming back to defend.
Based upon what we've seen in the past coming down the stretch for the last 2-3 games, I'd be shocked if Hack didn't make another change. He's really like to go to Richie Ballard, who's starting to find his fitness again. Out so many months with that stretch fracture on his foot.
Smith, another savvy move, and it forces Higashi into a foul. And this is a great spot for Lou City, a precarious one for Charleston. Purples were trying to play quickly. Kevin Broadley bringing it back. But why? Was it the spot? Didn't issue a card.
It's a power trip from the referee. He steps in and he wants everybody to abide by his rules. There's no way that's 10 yards. The smallest steps in the history of the world. Look at that. Strike over, yeah, walk it off for me again.
Well, Jimenez will have to deal with it. Ten minutes remaining. Jimenez trying to pick out the back post. He almost hit it.
How does this not, A, find the back of the net, B, end up on the trailing run on the back post? Poor stuff from Adisno Cooper. He gets out in between the pipes tonight. He's made quite a few saves here in the second half, but that one just snuck in behind him, almost got away.
Since Luke Spencer has come on, I haven't seen a lot from him. Guerra almost making the most out of the sloppy defending from Lou City. More so of a lack of communication than anything. Smith, he's really been feeling in the second half. Wouldn't be surprised if Lou City get a goal, that he's involved in it some way, somehow. Davis the fourth, over for Spencer. Taylor Mueller, good cover again.
There's a great tackle by Angelo Kelly to stop the momentum.
Speedy Williams is looking to pick out Lancaster, who's gone quiet for the past 10-15 minutes. Williams a tad behind Oscar Jimenez. His delivery, not a bad one. Cooper snatches it. And for somebody who's only making his 8th appearance of the year, Adisno Cooper appears to be in great form, with the exception of that almost bungled free kick from Oscar Jimenez. He's made a couple of great saves. He's commanded his area well.
Former Cuban international has done a great job. Just that questionable one, but otherwise pretty steady back there. Can't say the same for the back line. They've been all over the place. A mess once again.
Tell me how you really feel. Speedy. Del Piccolo. Kyle Smith has been having his way with Higashi. More fluid interchange from Lou City. George Davis the fourth. Back for Del Piccolo. Numbers arriving for Lou City. Lancaster was there. Williams on the first time. Well, despite a more than lion's share of the possession for Lou City and wave after wave of attack, Charleston has bent but not broken. Rittmeyer. Lancaster trying to win it back. Actually well done in the end by Skylar Thomas. About 5 minutes remaining in the 90 plus stoppage time. Kyle Smith standing up Kelly Rosales. Speedy Williams, Honey McCabe. It's a difficult ball to try to slot through for Lancaster on the first time.
Needed to be into his feet. You could see him checking back, and then McCabe started to push in front of him. He was changing direction to go the other way. The two of them just not on the same page. It's been difficult for Lancaster since Spencer has come on. The two of them not really finding each other up top and combining at all.
Kyle Smith forced to go negative. Sean Tosh now. Synchronized swimming here at Slugger Field. And a deflection will result in the Lou City corner.
Got to give credit to the boys in Miller Park from Louisville who have not shied away from the task of testing Odisno Cooper from distance. Del Piccolo a few times. We saw Speedy Williams a few moments ago. That's what you need to do in these kinds of conditions, keep the keeper honest.
Jimenez. Another excellent delivery. The header was won by Lou City. Cooper was way off of his line. It'll be a throw-in for Charleston. Cooper is down. And now medical attention being waved on. And Devin, given the way that Charleston has performed after their 2 goals, you would have to imagine they're pretty happy with this result on the road at Slugger, the home of the champions.
And Hauser said midweek that he's more than happy to come out of here with a draw. And you have to understand that it's such a difficult place to play. Louisville, outside of the Toronto FC2 game, had really been in top form, coming off the 6-0 drubbing off the Richmond Kickers on the road, mind you. To come in here and escape defeat would be just like them getting 3 points. And you have to remember how close they are on the table, so you're not really losing any ground.
And with this moment, we'll take a look back at a key shot presented by Family Allergy and Asthma. If allergies are making you miserable, allergy shots from Family Allergy and Asthma might do the trick. Visit FamilyAllergy.com.
Good stuff from McCabe. Degree of difficulty off the charts here. It's smart. He tracked the clearance by Skylar Thomas. See him come down gingerly on that shoulder just after that. And Oscar Jimenez, good service to the back post. He's fallen on that shoulder a few times tonight. That's why the medical staff is taking a liking to exactly what's going on. Make sure he's okay. Final few minutes of this match.
Rittmeyer, one of the 2 goal scorers for Charleston tonight, along with Patrick Okonkwo. Marco Craig needed to deal with it. Higashi was looming in the area. McCabe can't find it. Skylar Thomas. Line for Kyle Smith. Into the final moments of this one. Smith looking to pick out Luke Spencer. Jimenez! Cooper spills it and eventually smothers it. And we will have 3 minutes of stoppage time, which is brought to you by Sullivan University. Oscar Jimenez, not bashful by any stretch of the imagination.
You can't understand how difficult this is to do. Good defending. Nice clearance, sprayed all the way to the back post, right towards the top of the box. Jimenez just sets his sights on it, lines it up, challenges Cooper, who makes another excellent save. He has definitely been the MVP for the Battery tonight.
Ranjitsingh just with 1 save on the night. Check that, 2. Cooper nearing double digits. And Charleston barely in double digits when it comes to possession. Higashi. Gordon Wild fouled by Speedy Williams. Well, it's a silly one. He was facing his own goal. Speedy's going to claim that there was nothing in it. But Kevin Broadley, and Devin, I'm sure you can agree with the head referee.
He has to. Speedy said wow quite a few times, but back to goal, steps in behind. It's just too much. No reason for that there. Run of play going in the opposite direction. You've got numbers behind the ball. There's no reason to step in that situation. Just maintain your presence. Stay right over the shoulder of the player. Instead, a good opportunity for Wild and Candela. See if they can put something on frame.
Straight into the wall, hit now McCabe. Skylar Thomas towards the byline. Somehow able to find Higashi. Back in, Jimenez. George Davis IV gets to it. Taylor Mueller forward from the center back position. Hackshaw. And Jetson claims it. The outlet broken up by Skylar Thomas. Paco Craig trying to get forward. The hinges are coming off in the final moments. And a foul coming out the other way, and that might just do it. Maybe one more in it for Lou City. Kyle Smith. Full time. 4 goals split right down the middle. And it'll be a point apiece for number 2 and number 4 in the Eastern Conference table. Mike Anhauser and John Hackworth put on an offensive clinic here at Slugger Field. Cameron Lancaster at the brace now has 18 goals and leads the USL in the Golden Boot race. It wasn't enough from number 9. Both goals were equalizers in the end. Patrick Okonkwo and Nico Rittmeyer for the visitors. And both sides will have to settle for a point. Devin Kerr, your thoughts?
You can see that Louisville's going to be more than frustrated that they were not able to get 3 points here. You got to give credit to the visitors. Things started to heat up here in the second half, especially the close 10 minutes or so. End-to-end type stuff. Atula Guerra started to get on the action again. Can almost assuredly expect a goal if we would have had another 2 or 3 minutes. But 1 point nonetheless. No movement on the table from either one. Live to die another day.
Two teams who are assuredly in the postseason at this point put on a show here at Slugger Field. 2-2 is the final score. We're heading to the post-game show. Don't go anywhere.
Here come the last of our 2018s.
Toyota's national clearance event is the best part of summer.
And with super low APR financing and great lease deals, it won't last long.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You are not alone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah! Yes!
But my job.
Get $1,000 cash back on a rugged new 2018 Tacoma. Lease this Tacoma double cab for $259 a month. Or get $2,000 cash back on a full-size Tundra Crew Max.
Save on the last of the 2018s. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Our GE appliances come with a, you can't choose your neighbors, but you can choose your premium finish.
Ooh, you got the black stainless. Sweet, thanks. I need your help with the backsplash.
There are lots of ladies at Miss Bennett's.
Oh, that's nice, sweetie. Maybe something stone or...
3 pizza guys just showed up. Now the pizza guys just took off their shirts.
The most premium finishes, so you have the most choices. Another way we make good things for life.
At Dr. Mark Leonard Associates, I focus on taking care of my family, but I also focus on taking care of your family. We firmly believe that you've got to give back. Our primary goal is to do what's right for the patient. If that means glasses, contacts, or treating an eye condition, we will be sure you get the care that you need. We want to take care of you the same way we take care of all our family.
This is our family. And here at Dr. Mark Linden Associates, we're focused on your family, the community, and most importantly, your vision.
Well, it's a little bit of a sour taste in the mouths of the Cougars and the rest of the Lou City fans because their side, although they fought back from 2 deficits and came back to equalize in the form of Cameron Lancaster, it's a loss to TFC2 on Tuesday and now a draw at home here to Charleston, despite the fact that they outplayed the Battery in almost every facet of the game with the exception of the most important statistic. Cameron Lancaster has simply taken this league, this stadium by storm. And we'll take a look at how it all went down. But before that, it'll be our Toyota move of the game. Let's go places. And George Davis IV was going all sorts of places, including through the legs of Jay Bolt.
Jay Bolt's going to get ripped apart about this one. He gets done a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, back across. Angelo Kelly have some. Would have loved to have seen this end up in the back of the net. That's not top 10, that's number 1. But it wasn't to be for the boys in purple tonight as they're going to have to settle for 1 point. Good stuff by Anhauser and the traveling squad.
And now we'll take a look at the full-time highlights. And it was Patrick Okonkwo getting things started. Atula Guerra, the assister, and Okonkwo got just enough on it, and it's great placement in the end.
This is the 7-minute spurt in the first half. 2 by the Battery, 1 by Louisville City FC. Good stuff by Okonkwo. The distributor, not used to saying this one, Atula Guerra. Plays that long ball in, just uses the long strides, challenges Paco Craig. Sean Tosh beats Greg Ranjetsing. Lancaster would have a response just moments later. Again, it was the high pressure on the defensive side of the ball that really allowed Louisville to explode in certain areas tonight. Good stuff here, just steps up in. Nice ball to Illy. Lancaster back post, 1-1. Battery, no problem. You guys had a response for us. We'll bring it right back at you. 21st minute, again from Atula Guerra. This ball's going to spray out to him, and he's going to connect with Nico Rittmeyer, who's going to be on the trailing run. You see him coming up through the midfield, just goes one-on-one, gets to the byline, and is able to spray a ball across the 6, right where he should be. It's got to be better from the guys in the back. Paco Craig gets a little lethargic here in his actions and allows the attacker to challenge him. As a center back, you have to know better, but it's good stuff by Rittmeyer to close it out, give them the 2-1 lead.
Atula Guerra just had 2 assists on the season coming into tonight's game. He doubles his total for the season. Rittmeyer able to get the goal and give Charleston another lead, but it wouldn't last for all that long. About 20 minutes later, Lancaster just snaps this one home.
Suspect defending again from the back line of the Charleston Battery. No disrespect to Cameron Lancaster, but he's not exactly the tallest guy on the pitch. Just floats right to the middle of the box to allow himself an opportunity to get on the end of it. Taylor Mueller, Skylar Thomas, Emil Hackshaw, no one challenges him, all alone in the middle of the box to bag his 18th of the year. And this was the extremely controversial no call by our referee. Atula Guerra finds himself in a nice little triangle between Higashi. Plain as day. That's a penalty for sure. Cameron Lancaster cannot repeat his feat from August 10th in the hat trick that was New York Red Bull 2. And nobody's going to lose ground in this situation. But what is interesting is that, remember, Saturday night, a very teasing game between FC Cincinnati and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Bob Lilly going to town. They're going to have to take on the 1 versus 3. That'll be fun. So you saw the 2-4, you saw the 1-3. A lot of stuff going on at the top of the table.
Well, not a ton of movement between these two sides, but given their recent form over the past couple of games, I think that they're both more than happy to come away with a point, although Louisville did outplay the Charleston Battery. They dug themselves a hole at the beginning of the game, much like they did against TFC2, and they were forced to fight their way back. Well, the grounds crew here at Slugger Field did an unbelievable job getting this field ready for what was a sensational 90 minutes, and the next match for Louisville City will be against Alan Koch, Mono Ledesma, and FC Cincinnati at home. Charleston Battery will be at MUSC against the Tampa Bay Rowdies on September 8th. For our entire crew and my broadcast partner, Devin Kerr, Tyler Terrence saying so long for now. The final score, Lou City 2, Charleston 2. We'll talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.